stripped down. Now I'm gonna do the first fit check with the motor.
Okay, first modification we have to make. The distance from this part of the motor mount to the sprocket is the same or very close to what the 80 was. But that piece is too wide to fit between these two tabs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the cutoff wheel and we're gonna shave about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch off of here, which we do have the space to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off now and then see if I can get it to sit in this motor mount.
Okay, so after I made a couple of small cuts and then factoring in the size of my cutoff wheel, cut a little bit off of the back of the motor. She fits right up in there. And looking at the sprocket alignment there, I can't really get my phone in there very well, but you see the top of the sprocket there, should ride right along that. And if I have to shim it left or right a little bit, it shouldn't hurt anything. Now, I've got the motor hanging from the bottom mount. It doesn't look like it's gonna be too low. So now I just need to trim this tube here, get that motor picked up to where the bottom of it sits level, and then we'll make a couple of tabs that come from here down to here. And once that's attached there, then I can remake this tube to come down under, bolt to the bottom of the motor and bolt into this tube here. That will that'll give me the strength back into my frame. It'll be another attachment point for the engine, and I think so far so good, everything's clearing. Now we're up and basically level. I turned the tires straight so you can see where we're gonna end up right there, which is pretty close to exactly what a 70 would be. Tire's starting to turn. So now let's go ahead and build us a top mount from here to here, and then we'll do another one. Okay, we're gonna have to rethink this for a second. The sprocket, being right down here, is much too low. So this has to go up. So the chain's gonna come across here and it can't go down like that. So we're gonna have to come up with the motor. We'll try again. So we pivoted. We can no longer use that bottom mount there. Can't use that one. And then we brought the motor up, and now the sprocket's pretty close. I went and checked on the 70 on how it's set up, and it's pretty close to this. But we've got the sprocket lined up back up there, and I got on a bit of a roll and forgot to film. So here's our top bracket. And we're actually gonna go from here with a piece of plate over to here, and we're gonna box that in. We're not gonna use that mount, but this mount, we're gonna nut and bolt there, and then have a through bolt through this one, and that'll hold there. I've got this tacked on here just to hold the motor up while I was building these. We're gonna cut this back off, and we're gonna build off of these tabs and come under. We're gonna grab onto this, and that'll be the final bottom piece. I may go from here on the frame and come under and then go up to there in order to connect it to the top of the neck. But for right now, that's where we're at. Okay,
Bottom mounts are in. Everything's bolted up in there. I gotta get some longer bolts, but still bolted. And the top one is bolted on, tacked up here. Lay something over the top of it and get to welding. Okay. It's got oil in it. Let's see if it fires. Well, there you have it, folks. That's it on the Chinese 125 horizontal swap XR80. Ran into a couple random little issues. The number one being the main jet in the carburetor was a 75. I popped an 85 in it, and God, man, it rides out so much smoother now. No more popping, no more nothing. I'm gonna ride it the way it is right now, and I'm gonna put some hours on it, I'm gonna put some time on it. I have the measurement between the fender and the head, so that way I will know as I'm riding if the frame is starting to flex, or if anything is starting to bend. I can continue to check that measurement. It's an inch and a quarter between here and there. I've got it marked. So that's it for this bike. I appreciate everybody who watched and followed along.